Where do you think things maybe need to change on that front, Kelly, when it does come to skiing? Because it at least to me, and maybe you would have a different opinion on this, right? It's the downhill men's edition. It's the downhill, women's edition. You do kind of say that. But other than that, I don't know, where would you see when it comes to words, semantics, things like that, would you feel there would be a need, if any, when it comes to alpine skiing?
Well, in Alpine, I mean, we are separate circuits, and I think that that's also quite common, whether you're talking golf or hockey or anything. There's separate circuits. Tennis is together, and I think there is something to be said about having events that are more unified. So it is, okay, we're heading to this location for this event, and it's assumed that men and women will be competing. And it might be on different courts, it might be on different courses, it might be on different hills. But they're in the same place. And I don't know, logistically, Alpine is just so big, and geographically, as well as the crowds that come in the outdoors. So it's both aspects. But whenever possible, and more often, I think if they brought them together, the circuits, that would be important. But sport is entertainment. And the whole idea of, are you not entertained? And when you're watching sport, whether it's a man or a woman competing, it's entertainment. And I wrote an article after Rio, Andy, that was about television. And in TV, we often talk about, as broadcaster, like, what's somebody's hook? Like, what's the hook that's going to make our audience care, that's going to engage you? And men and women, we have them for everybody. And it's sort of, okay, this is a little nugget about you that's going to give interest to you. For example, Penny Alexiak, her brother's an NHLer. And so Jamie, and that is just something that will just give you a bit of context about her, her family, whatever. And then the competition happens. And with men, the competition happens, they finish, and it's like, okay, they're just talking about the medal that Michael Phelps just won, his 25th gold medal or whatever it is.
28. Yeah.
28, yeah. Okay. It's a lot. And then you have on the women's side, I remember they had an American, Chicago Times posted what was it? It was wife of Bears lineman wins a bronze medal today in Rio. And it's like, whoa, does she have a name? Wait a second. And it's like, it'd be like saying to Phelps, it's like, oh yeah, the fiance of the previous Miss California just won a medal. Like, it doesn't happen. Sport takes center stage once the event happens. And I think that that's an indication of why our language matters, how we use it matters, and knowing our biases and being able to see them, tackle them, and change them. And it does take time because they're habits. As much as we say bias, it's like, oh, I don't have any biases. We all do. We all do, against men and women, against races. We're grown up, and we have to acknowledge, if nothing else this summer, acknowledge we have biases and change them. Move forward with open eyes and willingness to look at ourselves more critically.